Well, hello again, everyone. I'm Senior Pastor George W. Reese Jr., the pastor of This Rock Christian Tabernacle. And on behalf of my wife, Pastor Mary E. Reese, and all of This Rock family, we welcome you to this live telecast once again, praying that it's doing something to help you and give you something to think about. All right. And then on this day, I just want to talk about giving. Giving. And I'm not talking about money. I'm not coming here talking to you about giving me some money. I'm talking about you giving of yourself to God's purpose and will. Giving is something that we all can do. We all can give of our time, talents, and gifts, and also sometimes our finances. Now, the Bible strictly tells us that we're supposed to give to God that which is due unto him for all his mercy and his grace, which is our tithe and our offering. But also, he likes for you to give, because as you give, that will come back to you. It says, God is not mocked, that whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reapeth. So when you learn this law of giving, things will come back to you in supernatural ways. And a lot of times people think, oh, I can't afford to give. I don't have time for nobody else. It's just me, myself, and I'm just going to concentrate on myself. But if you spend all your time and gifts and talents on yourself, you're not doing what God has put you on this earth to do. He put you on this earth to help take care of all that is here and to help cultivate God's people. People need you. People need the gifts that God has given you. They need your time and your talent. You can always help somebody. You can always volunteer, or just when you have an opportunity to do something for someone. A lot of times, we see people on the street corner, they look like they're in need. You may not have any money, but you might have a Snicker bar that you don't need, or a granola bar. You can pass it on to them and let them experience some food for the day. And we also need to give to our family members, to our people that are around us in our community. Just start thinking what this world would be like if everybody was not caught and hung up on themselves or just on certain people, but to just start really giving and using their time, gifts, and talents to build up the kingdom of Christ. And then, because when you build up the kingdom of Christ, you're automatically helping the world. And so a lot of times people are so consumed on themselves, they get in depression because they don't have food. They don't have, they worried about paying the rent. I came up with a very poor, meager background. And there was 10 of us. I had a natural mother and father in the home. My mother I gave birth to 11 kids, but our oldest sister, we never did know because she died before she was a year old. But there was 5 boys and 5 girls, and we lived in some very, very harsh, poor background. But one thing, my mother and my father, even though we didn't have hardly anything and did without a lot, they always gave. I remember we lived in an area that was not the most best, but my mother would allow the ladies of the night to come in. She'd go get them, or they allow them, she'd go pick them up and bring them into the house, and they'd be, all, drunked up and doing their business, but she'd get them cleaned up and she'd give them some food. And we didn't have much ourselves. And we said, my mother gave away what little bit we got, but she always gave away and helped people in need. And so did my father. And then they go on their way the next day, but she made sure that they had some place to sleep, some little food to eat, whatever it was. And they were really grateful. And not that she did it because they sure didn't have any money to give her, but she did that. And she would always do that for whomever. When you came to our house, you never left hungry. And our mother was always giving of her food and herself and love. And one thing that you can always give, and that's love. You can love people unconditionally and give it, as you give it out, God will give it back to you. So God bless you on today, and just start being a giver instead of a taker. God bless you, and God keep you until we see you again. Bye now.